Yes, I do remember that happening. Yikes. Ah, adventure. It's been a whole year. Funny that you're here. I was just reading about our adventures from last year. Don't you remember when we went to the Washington Midsummer Renaissance Festival? Yeah, that was something, wasn't it? But you might be new here. If you don't know me, I am Wizard Sav. I am the wizard of the past, the present, and oh baby, I can be your future. We talked about it in the last video, which I'll put the link here, to Washington Midsummer's Renaissance Festival. And it was something. I did make a video talking about it, and I did say I was gonna go back this year. And oh boy, did I. So in this vlog, you will see us go back and see if this Renaissance Festival can redeem itself. I will take you back to the day Wizard Sav went. Ooh, that's like wizardy, dissolvey power thing to go back in time.
Good morning! We're on our way to Ran Fair, but not Alex.
I hate fun.
Well, okay. And Michelle, this is your first Ren Fair.
First, like, real one.
Yeah, oh yeah, we had a small one. Yeah. So, we're feeling nervous. We're feeling excited.
Yeah. Both.
Both.
I don't like crossing the border.
Yeah, well, me neither.
I'm not gonna feel, like, comfy until we're all parked and...
Setting up. Oh! What the fuck? Say America! So we're on our way to the new spot for Ren Fair. Apparently it's bigger and better and all that jazz. There is currently a convoy of us. I think we are 5 cars? 4 cars. And yeah, we're heading there. It is Friday. Last year we went on Saturday, which is crazy. So we're going Friday and we're gonna set up camp, get ready, and hang out. It'll be a good time, hopefully. This is the redemption arc for Washington's Ren Fair. Let's do this. We've made it! We're at the new location! And it's beautiful! I can see some of our friends in the side view here.
Oh.
It says don't get out of your car, but us Canadians don't listen.
We already got out.
Yeah. Oop, I gotta move up. Oh, I'm filming and driving. But yeah, this looks so beautiful. The space is great. I'm really excited to get set up.
So we actually went to the fair on the Friday instead of the Saturday this time because we wanted to get the full experience of camping and see if it was a little more chill to get there earlier. And it was. Going on the Friday was a great idea. So when we arrived on the Friday morning, there was 3 lines you could go through and 1 that was for people who had already checked in. And it wasn't too bad when we got there. We probably waited in the line for about half an hour to check into our camp. I know they were trying a new system. Was it the greatest? I don't know. I don't know how these things work. It seemed okay. Once we were all checked in, they gave us wristbands and we went and found our spot and set up. The new area was beautiful. It was another big open field, but instead of having people who were just attending for the day and then also the camping stuck together, they had the camping completely separate, which I really liked this time. So since there was a bunch of us camping, we decided to head out to the grocery store and grab groceries. There is food, of course, at the Renaissance Festival, but it can get expensive and the lines can get a little crazy. And we wanted to just have food throughout the morning, day, nighttime as well. One of our friends brought a portable stove and we made breakfast and then we bought stuff for sandwiches for lunch. And I actually didn't buy any food at the fair this year.
We got the flag! Show it off, Allie. The North. And we got the big flag. Because we are the North. The home of the beaver.
Why gotta be white though?
Another!
Survivor. Destiny's Child.
We're all set up finally.
We made it!
Huzzah!
Huzzah!
On the Friday, the fair wasn't open, but there was going to be tavern stuff that was happening. We just rested at our camp, got dressed up in kind of more casual Ren Fair outfits for the nighttime, and just hung around our campground. It was actually a really good time just being around each other. Once it hit nighttime and we could hear the huzzahs and cheers from further down the lane, we headed out.
Okay.
Cheers!
Saf
That was
messed up.
so good!
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yummy!
Yum! I drank it all. That was Kaylee. Oh, yes, bitch. Woo. Yeah, girl. Oh.
The bee tail. Got him.
Hello, hobbits! Smoke on the ganja! Hobbits!
Nobody looks at the
right
camera.
now?
Yeah,
Yep.
he's recording right now.
Oh, someone put something by my feet.
No, don't smell. It's Christian.
Everyone
Go, do the thing.
It's happening.
So for this night was the 21 plus tavern only. And what they had going on when we got there, karaoke. We love karaoke. Our group, we go hard on karaoke. We arrived a little too late because we were having a lot of fun hanging out at our campground, that the karaoke list was full, but that didn't stop us from dancing to everyone's songs. Some people chose some regular songs. Some people really got into the spirit of the fair and chose some shanties and stuff like that. My friend Michelle would have killed doing Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. I wish she could have sang that song. Would have been perfect.
Fuck you, dude. He's got the green on top.
Just a black and white tail.
Morning. Oh, you can't show those. You stretching?
Yeah.
That seems like a good idea.
So I'm very sore.
My back was on the ground a lot, and my hip.
Yeah. First good sleep.
Although, I mean, I did sleep for good chunks of time, so that's really helping.
Oh, that's good. I was like a mix of just lightly sleeping and then Tyler moving and me falling off. So we're gonna seize this day because it's Saturday.
Seizing it.
So here's your steps to surviving the first day of Ren Fair. Step 1, brush your teeth. Like Michelle is. So step 2 is you wake yourself up by splashing water on your face. Are you awake?
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. Step 3, you don't want to stink. This isn't an anime convention. Deodorant.
My eyes! With deodorant on them.
Step
because
4,
the rice tank's so fucking
coffee.
Step 6 is breakfast, I guess. Make sure you eat a big meal because you're gonna have a long day at Ren Fair. Okay, don't listen to Tori. Big meal.
Step, I don't know what step we're on. Kaylee, what are you drinking?
Drinking energy drink.
Okay, yeah, you can add that to the steps. That makes sense.
Well, it's a choice. You can have coffee or you can have an energy drink.
What are you drinking? Alcohol?
Coffee.
Oh. That's also a optional step, is just keep drinking. Step, I don't know what step we're on, but start getting ready after a meal and some rest.
Do your cool makeup if you have to, then hair, and make sure, if you need to do a shot to really get it going.
This is just coffee to get me through this video. I will say that a lot of us are joking and talking about drinking throughout the vlog, but that's because a lot of us don't actually drink often. We like to kind of save it for events like this. So you're gonna hear us talking about just having a good time with some alcohol throughout the Renaissance Festival. But that's because we're all excited to just kind of have a good time together. I honestly don't drink often. It's definitely for like special social gatherings. I did drink on the Saturday only and not the other days just because I'm on anti-anxiety medication and you can't drink when you're on it. So I only skipped one day so I could drink and have a goblin of a time, which you'll see what that means later on in the video.
But if you don't drink, have a shot of coffee. If you don't drink coffee, have a shot of tea. If you don't drink tea, just stay hydrated and drink water.
It's tight enough?
Yep.
Yes?
Yep.
$12 in a box.
Oh, shit.
Get on during that time. Just have like yeah.
A fair maiden.
You're gonna wake up. You know what?
Fully ready. And now, when your group is done, you go to the fair. And it's only been hours. But we're finally going. Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Huzzah!
We're in good shape. Speaking of which, let's talk about passes for a moment. This year, they did all their ticket sales online, which I think was really smart. And there was a cap. So once the camping was sold out and the general admission was sold out, that was it. There's no more tickets, no one else could enter, and I think that really, really helped. We bought our camping passes in January, and thankfully we did back in January because I think it was sold out by the springtime.
I'm learning a lot about myself.
Yeah, you gotta get the
Dog
selfies.
voice.
You know what? That's a step. Step something. Selfies.
Oh,
I'm gonna put words here. So it is the Saturday. It is the day of the fair. And I, personally, was very nervous.
And just keep walking by.
Thank you, Squire.
We all headed out to the fairgrounds. And if you remember from last year, it didn't matter if you already had a ticket or not. You were supposed to go into the same line as everybody else. But I think because it was under such good control this year, there was no lines. It was amazing. All we had to do was show our wristbands and they let us in while others dealt with the people still showing their passes that they had already bought.
All the umbrellas.
This year in the new location was great. To an extent. When we entered, you could already tell that this space was much bigger than where it used to be at Bonnie Lake. The lanes were much, much bigger. There were so many vendors this time. It was amazing. Almost a little overwhelming for me just because there was so much to look at and just not enough time. We went pretty early in the morning and the fairgrounds close around 6 and I still don't think I saw everything.
Cheers.
One bite.
Nibbling on your pickle.
Allie's nibbling on my pickle. How was the first pickle of Ren Fair? Yeah. Oh. All right.
It's 7 each.
Yeah, Nordic got this. I don't. I think it was off.
no, I got them also.
The vendors are also just getting so crafty. Like a bunch of us bought these little potion bottles and mine is all glittery and you shake it. Can you see? So you turn it and it does this, and it's amazing. And all of us bought these, and they all had different little things on it, and mine was the flask of Fey blood. So mine says 100 plus delirium. Special use. Gift your foes with this sumptuous flask of Fey blood and send them into 1,000 years of moonlit madness. Note, a surge charge will be applied for customers inquiring about how we source said Fey blood. It's cute. And that's the thing, there were so many cute little things that it was easy to spend money, so make sure to bring money. And obviously you're in a big field, and Square is a thing, but sometimes a little slow, so I'd recommend bringing cash ahead of time. There is ATMs, but again, the lines do get long for that, so I'd recommend just getting cash ahead of time. My friends, this was most of their first time at the fair, so they were going crazy. They just saw so many things, and they were buying and buying, and I was stoked because I'm an enabler when it comes to shopping.
No, it has an egg on it.
You guys?
Minotaur milk. Minotaur milk. I like the more sparkly ones.
Should we go look at the schedule and see what's on the schedule?
Lindsay.
Oh, only him.
Classic spell it. It's L-I-N-S-E-E for spelling. All right, Lindsay. Lindsay, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
Even though the walkways were much larger, it's still very dusty. And I felt bad for the workers because they were just coughing and covering their faces when they can, because there was just so much dust always moving, especially it was like a dry, hot day, like any little breeze kicked up the wind. There was one lady and she was selling the cutest little parasols. Michelle actually ended up buying one. She had the longest line because people were just not prepared, which we'll get into later. There wasn't much shade, so she probably made a killing. So I'm gonna talk about accessibility at the fair. It is a bumpy, dusty field, so I understand it could be hard for people in wheelchairs. I did see people in like scooters or wheelchairs, and they did seem to get by okay. I can't speak too much on it, but it looked okay. They did not allow anyone to bring their pets unless they were service animals, and there was quite a bit of service animals there, and gosh, you just want to pet the service, but they're working, so you can't. And it was cute because people would also dress them up to fit the fair, still with their little vests. Oh, I swoon, I melt. And then of course there was the first aid tent with everyone working in there. It was in a good, easy spot to find. It had a big medical sign right on it. You could not miss it.
Do we want to get some now or later?
Dare I say?
We have a apple with caramel and toffee and peanuts, and I'm gonna put it in my mouth. Oh my god.
How do I get that? Oh. Shit, that's a lot of caramel. Oh, I'm so scared I'm gonna get it all over me.
Eat like this. Yum. There's like the middle of these.
Come on, girls. Let's go. Oh, that's going faster. Come on, girls. We need to hurry up and approach the Okay. All right.
Now he's just trying to.
Oh my God, it smells bad. He's making it good.
One thing that I wish they had was someone maybe at the front, like let's say like a town yeller with the bell, someone in that role working that would give you a pamphlet that was a map and also a schedule would have been really nice. I feel like I missed a lot of shows because where the stages were, they had boards where the times were, but I could only see if I was walking by that stand. Would have loved to just have a schedule with everything laid out for me so I know what time things were happening. I know for a few of my friends, they were really excited because I think he's a TikTok person. I'm not sure, to be totally honest, but it was for Jacques the Ripper, which I think is a whip guy who was really popular. And they wanted to find out what time he was at, but it was really hard to find. And eventually we learned we had to do a QR code and go online on our phones. Again, we're from Canada, so some of us weren't using our phones because of data charges. You're in a big field. Service isn't going to be the greatest out in the middle of nowhere. So I think a nice little pamphlet would have been really helpful.
I know, right? I don't have the weapon, I know how to use it.
Kidnapper with your magic. I think
You guys, you got cheer for Benders again? Yeah! Fight, 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 fight,
Violence!
Fight, 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 fight,
Another fun thing we got to do actually was a medieval themed escape room. You had 15 minutes to complete it. Only 5 in a group could go, and luckily there's 5 of us who wanted to do it, and we did it in 9 minutes, so that felt pretty good. And it was really well done. It was a nice little addition to the fair. After we had bought many a things, watched a few shows, and hot from the sun, and boy was I hot from the sun after wearing armor. I don't think I would wear it again because it was very hot. I think next year all my costumes are gonna be very light and breezy. I don't know how we're supposed to do it. This is where I get confused a bit. And let's break this down for a moment. We are all dressed from the medieval or fantasy era. And that usually means lots of garb, lots going on, from leather to linen tunics to wizardry robes and cloaks and armor. And it's 30 plus degrees Celsius and you're sweating and it's hot, and interesting to me to choose a time to hold a festival in August, which is the hottest month. We decided to go rest at our camp and eat some food and rejuvenate before we went out again for the nighttime festivities. That was another thing that was really nice about having a camping space, is since we wanted to do all the nighttime stuff, we had a place to go just sit down and relax. My partner and his friends were playing Magic, dorks. That was really nice. I think we all appreciated that and enjoyed that time to kind of just decompress.
Made by Jess.
No more.
Allie, come here and show me your casual fits.
My cash fit?
Yeah, we got a cash fit. Ooh, that is too many tails. Get away. No.
Yeah. Last year, remember we saw a lady with like just a shit ton of tails. Except if it was curled.
Does it fit in your tent?
Okay, are you ready for our nighttime goblin mode? Here's the reveal. Yeah, baby. Oh. Goblin mischief happening. Oh, yes, this is our nighttime fit.
Okay, that was good.
So of course, during the night, my camera died and I was resorting to using my phone, and I also had quite a few picklebacks, which is 1 shot of whiskey and 1 shot of pickle juice. And so every year, because of the pickle vendor, I have gone up and asked for the leftover pickle juice. And this year, he knew, I guess, that I was gonna come and get some because they were charging for pickle juice. I mean, yes, monetize, get that money for the pickle juice, but I was sad because I had always gotten it for free. But it's also full of electrolytes, so if you are drinking, I would just recommend it.
Pickle juice here. No, wait, we're just selling pickles. Get your pickles, a juicy pickle for the mouth.
Why?
That's all I said. Fun fact, this is a Ren Fair tradition for me. For years, I have been getting the pickle juice from the pickle vendors. And yeah, as Kaylee reminded me, is that I used to have to like sell the last few pickles for the vendors for them to give me the juice. But this time we just bought it, and they gave us a lot for $6. Huzzah! That's the good stuff. Huzzah! Huzzah!
Huzzah! I bet they're gonna do another. We do shots.
I was trying to pull her away.
It's goblin time. But first, let's show everyone's nighttime outfits.
Nothing. Oh, I missed.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
Fuck him up. Bullseye. Oh no, you're gonna throw it. Hit him in the hip.
But then it was time for the tavern and the joust. So this joust was really interesting. Not what I'm used to, and I've been going now for, I think this was my 7th or 8th year of going to a Renaissance festival, and I have never seen an 80s themed joust, which you will now see in the video.
And everything was totally radical. Come with us back to the 80s.
You mean forward to the 80s? Okay, I've been won over.
Introduce the Goblin King!
No fucking way. That makes sense. He's a zombie.
So after this 80s themed joust, we all went to the tavern again and we commenced goblin mode. And I said I would explain goblin mode. So Diva, my friend, is great at crocheting, and she made me and herself these goblin masks that people also call us Baby Yoda and something else I can't remember. But we were goblins and we were in goblin mode because it was fantasy themed. And we were like kind of doing this weird little crouchy thing and doing this high-pitched voice, and we were scared of humans, and it was so much fun. Meeting people who were like, "You're making our nights with your goblin weirdness," was so cute. And this one person even came up and gave us like these rubber ducks that were goblins though, and she's like, "You need to have these," and we're like, "Thank you." So we will definitely like go goblin mode at every tavern now. We have to. It's who we are. It's our secret persona that is not so secret because I'm telling you right now. Shh. As the night grew darker and the tavern fell quiet, it was time for the real party to start, which was in the campgrounds. Is one of my favorite things, and this year definitely had a better time than last year. There was different camp settings that you could tell there was a party going on. They had lights, they had people, they had music going. So you would just literally walk up, just start chatting with everybody, and everyone's so friendly and it's so fun. And we went into this one tent and it was huge. I can't even explain how big it was. It was just really big. And they had a bar in there and the guy was making drinks for people and we were all just chatting. And then we're like, okay, that was really fun. On to the next. And then we went to another one where they had like a propane fire pit and people were just sitting around there, and we chatted there for a bit and they were offering us drinks, but I don't take drinks from strangers, even though they were lovely. Around this time, it was probably like 2:30 in the morning. Some of us grew tired and went back to camp and went to bed, but a few of us stayed up because there was actually a meteor shower and it was amazing. So we sat outside of our campground and we just all talked and watched the meteor shower. And honestly, that's probably one of my favorite things of this fair as a memory. It was beautiful. I wish I tried to take videos of it, but it's just gonna live up here in my little noggin. I love the nighttime feeling of Renaissance festivals. There's nothing like it, and it feels really magical. The last time there was us dancing in a ring in a field and there was a full moon, and that was magical. And now this time there was the meteor shower and just talking to everyone's just so happy, and it feels so good. It's one of my favorite feelings is the nighttime of this Renaissance festival, and I'm so glad that the camping experience can happen here. It makes me a little emotional because I love it so much.
Goodbye, Ren Fair. That was fun.
So the Sunday went on. We were all a little haggard, but we still wanted to go get our last little trinkets, catch a few more shows. Michelle got to hold a hawk. I think it was a hawk. We said goodbye to the fair, packed up our camping stuff, and as we were sitting enjoying our time, I asked everyone, what would you rate this Renaissance Festival? It was their first time, so I was genuinely curious.
All right, Diva. Overall rating for your second Ren Fair.
10 out of 10.
Shit.
It's always fun.
Sweet. Okay. Good rating. Allie, your second Ren Fair overall experience out of 10. Nice.
That's crazy that you remember.
I would probably have to say. I feel like the only reason why I'm gonna say 7 is because I hate that it's always in August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your rating? Overall. 10.
8.
Nice. That's pretty good. All right. Your overall first Ren Fair experience out of 10.
Ooh, out of 10, I'd say 8. Yeah.
Okay,
Eight's
pretty good.
pretty good.
Nice. Okay, Michelle. Hello. So this was your first Ren Fair. What would you rate it out of 10?
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Nice.
Huzzah!
I think out of 10 for your Ren Fair.
I would give it an 8. Yeah, I had a really good time, and as I'm sure Future Sav has already said, our Y points are lost.
Everyone had pretty high ratings, and I found a lot of us took away things that I think made sense. One of the big things is shade. They really need to add some kind of like maybe tarps in between the alleyways or just a shaded area, because it is so hot and I can't get over how hot it is. And well, I mean, no one can. I think it was our biggest complaint was just how hot it was. We were going through water like crazy. There was definitely a point I felt like I was just talking to a friend I hadn't seen in a while, and I was like, sorry, I need to go into the shade because I feel like I'm gonna faint. We are in these heavy outfits and it is so hot there. So I think we minused a point because of shade. So I'd love to see in the future some more shaded areas to maybe rest under, more shade maybe just made up in places or even in the lines for food, because they had 3 tents for shade while you're eating, but those also fill up quickly. So I think they just need to expand on more tents for people to hide under, because we were like holding food and like looking around, and once you see somewhere you just like go to it as fast as you can. So another point off is a schedule. It would have helped a lot. That wasn't just online. Pamphlets are always great. It's something I really liked about Arizona's festival, is that I had something to look at and decide where I wanted to go and be at what time. So I think we gave this Ren Fair in total, when I tally everyone's score, like a solid 8 out of 10. It was good. So I will say, good job, Washington. You redeemed yourself. This is your redemption arc. You did it. And I was there to witness it. And so I'm so glad I went back. They really listened to the people, concerns and questions, and they really put in the work. But I will say, there's still things to improve on. Shade, mist, things to cool down if we're gonna keep doing this in August. Let me help you, Washington Renaissance Festival, and help us too. So will we go back? Yes, we had such a great time. All of us are already talking about our costumes for next year, plans for next year. I'm so happy I went back and got to experience it with so many more friends and introduce it to them. I can't wait to go back, but I think it won't be filmed next year. Now that I've filmed Seattle's twice, the good, the bad, the ugly, we're good. We have wrapped up this fair. But I would love to go to more Renaissance festivals. I would love to film more of different ones and my experiences there. So, you know, maybe you can inspire me and say, hey, Sav, Wizard Sav, please travel to this fair or this fair. In the comments, let me know which fair you'd like to see me go to. And then I can film those ones and keep going to Renaissance festivals and filming for you. And it's like a win-win, so why not? This wizard had so much fun taking you on our travels adventure. Until the next time. But until then, I'm gonna go play Baldur's Gate. Bye! Yep, yeah. No Taco Bell review this time though. Oof.